This is Alan Winde, Premier of the Western Cape, and I'm coming to you with a special message or a unique message specifically around what you can buy and you can't buy during lockdown within the regulations. And there's a lot of debate happening at the moment, and I think we need to just nip this in the bud and create some clarity around the interpretation of the regulations, what you can buy and what you can't buy. And I see that there's a bit of a debate going on specifically around cigarettes and the interpretation is whether you can or not buy cigarettes. I want to first of all state that the lockdown and the regulations, everything about them is about slowing down Corona-19. We've got to flatten the curve and we've got to protect the vulnerable citizens in our society. So that is the big drive around the regulations. And then, of course, it goes to the interpretation, because some spaces the regulations are very clear, but in other places they are not so clear. So what I did today was I phoned the president and spoke to him about getting to clarity. And we agreed that there are a lot of areas around interpretation. And I need to clearly state that the interpretation that we reached in this province around cigarettes was done in conjunction with our legal people and the legal people from the South African Police Service. And we really focused on interpretation. We did not change the regulation. We do not change national regulation in a province. So we have had an interpretation. But what we've agreed is that we do not want to fight over the interpretation of cigarettes. We actually want to have a look at protecting the citizens under the lockdown, but at the same time getting clarity on regulations. And it's not only on cigarettes, it's on whether you can buy electronic goods, especially electronic goods to support learners who are busy going back to school online at the moment because they have matrics to write. It is about making sure that businesses who operate from home and online can get the kind of support that they need. And we really need clarity. So what the agreement was with the president is we will send through to COGTA a full list of areas that we need clarity on interpretation, and also areas that we need regulatory change to enable people to remain safe at home, to remain at home during lockdown, but also manage to purchase those things that are really necessary so that life can carry on and we can actually make sure that we flatten the curve and stop this virus. And lastly, we agreed with the president that tomorrow he would call a PCC, that is a coordinating council of the president, so that we can have the political discussion as well. And I really welcome that and thank him. So it is about interpretation, and we need to get clarity on that, and we will endeavor to get that clarity, and we will also have the political discussion to understand the ramifications of every one of these decisions. Thank you.